All right, Joe. We got the recording sorted. Just
I'm a bit of a
technical
novice at
issues.
this.
I'm using a new tool, so that's why it's you're the first person to use this one. So I'm using Descript because it transcribes stuff, and this is the new version of Squadcast they've got with that. So this is the first time. I usually use Zoom, but Zoom's been giving me some issues lately, whereas this one's much better. So anyway, we get
I
there
see.
in the end. All
We
right.
get there.
So why are you here? What's going on?
Well, things in life are pretty good actually at the moment. But when I saw your offer on Instagram, I think it was, or Facebook, one of them,
Yeah.
I just really liked the idea and the opportunity of leveling up. I
Okay.
think we can all do with some coaching. We can all do with coaching, right? We have professional coaching. We have
Yep.
not so much personal coaching. It's not as common, but we all try to upskill in our area of our career, but maybe not necessarily so much in the personal area. So I think
Yep.
that was just a really exciting opportunity.
That's all right. Yeah. Well, thank you for being a bunny with this stuff because I think well, it's good because people get to see experience different things. Because over the people I've got that have been part of this, there's a very broad range of stuff, and obviously you're a very high achiever. As for people who do know, like I do know Jo, she's fiance now of a friend of mine. So I used to play footy with and went to school with. Joe's already very at a high performance level, so you're going to see a lot of different ranges of people through what I'm doing here. So you get different levels of I suppose, coaching. Some people have got lots of trauma to deal with. You're at a different aspect of life, which I think works very well for those people who are very much already successful, who are very much already high achievers. That what you're saying is just there's this one bit more about leveling up. What's the next phase? Where's the next thing coming from? And that's that's why I like working with people like yourself. Is that you're already self-made. I don't have to badger you back going to the gym. You're like, oh, I should be going to the gym or doing exercise. We're not talking about that. We're talking about a different aspect of leveling up. So when you say things like leveling up, what is that? What aspects are you wanting to level up in?
I guess the tricky thing is you don't know what you don't know. So
Mm-hmm.
it's if you have an obvious weakness somewhere, of course you can go and do something and try to address that. But if you, it's and I'm 100% not coming from this from an arrogant point of view, but if you don't know, you
Yeah.
don't know, and so therefore, but perhaps someone else can see
Mm.
something that is lacking that you just have a blind
Yeah.
spot about,
Yeah. So
right?
what more do you want in life?
Oh, that's a tricky question. Um, what more do you want in life?
What 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 is
I
what is meaning in life for you? What if I could wave a magic wand and say this is what
Yeah,
Joe wants to create? What does it
yeah.
mean? Not from an external perspective, but what's inside of you that you want to create?
I guess, especially at this stage of life, you're aware the clock is ticking. I'm not old by any matter of means, but lots of friends haven't got this far, so you have to be grateful for where you are in life and the stage that you're at. But I guess it's just to make the most of the years that you have left. Like you said, I've got a new partner, which is super exciting, having been single for a couple of decades. So that's really exciting. And it's just about quality of relationships, time spent wisely. What else? We've had some. My partner and I, fiance now, have had some discussions over what the world would look like if we, won lotto or could wave that magic wand, and it's a really hard thing to put your finger on exactly. I mean, yes, we want to travel a bit. We don't really want to be tied down to one place too much. So I guess flexibility is a big thing.
So
Flexibility is probably the number one goal.
what would you say is stopping you from doing that?
my job, which I love and adore, for those that don't know, I'm a chiropractor and I adore that. But that is one of those roles. Since COVID has become very apparent that, I need to go to the office in order to get paid. So I guess flexibility is the ability to not necessarily go to the office to get paid and to be, having some kind of job that allows you to move around and still be earning money and doing what you love. Chiropractic will always be a part of my life, but I think I don't see that fitting into the model going forward. Yes, whatever that
So
model may be.
yeah. So what would that model be for you? Have you had any thoughts about?
Well, I think everything is very much becoming digital and online. So maybe it's e-commerce of some sort was always, I'm quite keen about that. And that would allow you the flexibility to work pretty much from anywhere in the world if you want to do that. But so your
Yeah,
flexibility and having the choice to use the time that you have in your own way rather than, turning up to the office for the whatever the time frame is, 9 to 5 or whatever,
yeah,
sort of being bound by those constraints. I think at this stage in life, although there's a lot of youngsters doing that now anyway, but I think things are very different from our parents where you had a job until you finished that job and you retired, and then you had a bunch of money, and then you just made it whittle out until your final days, and then it was all over. And then but
mm,
I think you can keep earning until, if it's a digital job, you can keep earning until you can't push some keys on a keyboard. So I think that's kind of an exciting idea.
and this is where the probably the question and the trap sometimes is you can go and do something digital, but if you're not passionate about it, it won't last long.
That's true. That's true.
And
Yep.
there's no point doing something that in that space if you don't really like it.
Yep.
Because you're doing something you're very passionate about and you help people.
Yep.
Would you say that that's a very big value for you? That
It
helping
is. It
people
is.
overcome stuff? Yeah.
Yeah. Absolutely. Absolutely. Yep. Yep. Apart from a chiropractor, I also did a degree in psychology. So yeah, I'm fascinated by the way the mind works and the way the body works and the combination of the two and how one can influence the other quite significantly. So definitely helping people is for sure a passion. Otherwise, you would never get into this job.
Yeah. So do you see if you go into an e-commerce store
Yep,
versus what you're
there is.
really passionate about?
Yeah, yes, for sure. But like I
But
said,
how
I
can we
don't
find
think
something
in the middle. In the middle.
something that is online, is digital,
Yeah,
that solves a problem, a big problem, there's a big market for it, and
yeah,
you can still do it digitally, or you can do it online, or you can do presentations or something like this. I'm just shooting the breeze now. Is
yeah.
that just be very aware if you do something that's not part of your core values, it
Yeah,
will be
it's
a
not
very
going to
unhappy
survive.
place. It's not going to. It will not work
Yep, yep. That's a valid point. Yes, for sure.
because
Yeah, it would be a
reading
whole
you.
lot more fulfilling to do something that was, helping people or making people happy for sure.
Yeah. So what is it you could actually do in the digital space with your current skill set? Where's the gap in the market?
Um, well, as far as, unless it's, a product that is needed. There's quite a few of those, but um, there's also there's something we've just started in, and that's functional blood work. So looking into people's blood profiles and making them feel better from the inside out, as well as obviously from the
Yeah.
chiropractic perspective, we're treating them from the sort of we're helping them with the back pain and the neck pain, which is also from the inside out. But if
Yeah.
the whole system needs a reboot, that's one way to move things forward as well. And that's done. There's another chiropractor who's in the US who takes the course that we're on. And she's a chiropractor, and she's just moved her practice from a physical practice to an online practice doing that very successfully. So there's definitely a market for that. It's a tricky one coming up with. I mean, obviously there's health coaching, but there's a lot of that about, and people have to be ready to receive that. There's people that you sort of
Yeah, there is.
you touch on things, but you can lead a horse to water, but you can't make it drink.
Correct. But all you need is you and a small group of clients.
Yep, that's true.
And you need a bit of a small tribe. If you understand, you've got such a wealth of knowledge. This is the thing. You're a chiropractor with a very good value set, a good humanitarian set, but you've got the psychology behind it. That's a very unique skill set.
I suppose, yep.
How many people in your industry have similar skill sets, similar backgrounds? Like you've got a very unique background too.
Yes, before I had a career change later in life. My first career was riding horses professionally in 3-day eventing, in which I represented New Zealand and took horses all around the world. But when I was sort of in my late 20s, I decided I didn't want to do that when I was 50. So I went to university when I was 31, and I did my psych degree and with a minor in sport and exercise. And then I did my chiropractic degree, and then I did a sports medicine degree as well. So yeah, I've got a few bits and pieces, but yeah.
So you've got authority.
Okay,
This
right.
is what you lack. You have. You've got authority. So to sell any kind of course, so you can be a health coach, right? Look, and monastery in this spiritual coaching space, there's a dime a dozen, right? They're out everywhere. But if you've got authority, it sets you apart from everybody else because people trust you. People believe in what you've got to say. People believe that aspect of you, and so you're a high performer. You're a world-class horse rider. You've got the exercise and the scientific stuff behind you. You're a chiropractor and a psychologist.
Well, not quite a psychologist, but yep.
Well,
yep.
You know where I'm coming from. It's
Yes,
a very unique gift.
Yes, it's quite wide. It's quite broad.
Yeah. So who would you like to help?
Who?
Because you can't help everybody.
You cannot. No, and that's very apparent. The patients that walk in for one reason or another, and the majority do start care, but some walk out. So you're just like, oh well, you have to. No, I mean, yeah, and you can't take that personally. And even though they really desperately need your help, that's their choice, right? That's their prerogative.
Yeah. So
so who would I like to help?
So one of my mentors, this is a very important thing. It's a lot of people have, I help, blah, 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 blah. One of my mentors does it differently, and he said to Greg, it's I turn people into blah. I turn burnt out high achievers into high achieving alchemists, whatever kind of thing, right? Sort of, yeah. Okay. So you're helping people turn into something.
Yeah.
You're not helping them overcome anything, because overcome means I've overcome anxiety. All right, we're done. We're all good. It's a short-term kind of thing, right? You want to have long-term value, right? You're fixed and you're done and see you later, right? Once I've done my wedding photography, that's it. You pay me my thing and away, see you later. If you make it about long-term value and I help you turn into this kind of person, then you're adding that space of long-term value rather than I'm helping you overcome anxiety or depression or whatever it is,
sure.
So you got to think, I've got to start turning people into something. Who do I want to help? Who do I really like to help? What are the people I really want to get involved into and get into their head, get into their emotional state, get into helping them turn into a superpower of a person or something like that. So you've got to start thinking like that.
Okay. Yep. Who would I want to help?
And be as bold as you want. There's no thing. So, for me, I purely help high performers. I have no qualm saying that. If you're not a high performer, you're wasting your time with me because it won't work.
Right. Okay.
You've got to be that
Fair. Yep.
ballsy. You have to
Yep.
be that
Yep. Yep.
courageous because you have got authority.
Yep. Yeah. Yeah. Okay.
Your background, your history, what you do, and again, the way you speak, it's very eloquent. It's very authoritative. Like I first time I met you, I trusted you. Like I knew bang straight away. It's just your energy, your demeanor, right? I can sit there and come in there and go, she knows her shit.
Yep. 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 I'm very confident about that. I don't.
You
Yeah.
are.
No.
Yeah.
Yeah.
But if I could give you a perfect client, who would that be?
Well, that's a tricky one because I get a
Sports
lot
people,
of.
athletes, CEOs, business owners, executives, entrepreneurs. I know where I think I would love to see you, but let's see if you.
If I go there, well, I guess. I mean, if people are in this space and they are needing information or coaching of some sort, then I guess they have to be quite high performing, right? They have to
Yeah,
be. I mean, it's not going to be your Joe Blow, middle of the range person who's going to have the. I don't know who's going to be open to doing that. Probably they're just busy doing life. So I guess you have to have someone that is looking for those, and that's generally going to be someone that is more successful, I would have said, because they have more awareness. Correct?
correct. Yeah,
So, and I mean, in order to be successful, you have to be committed. So,
self
I guess
motivated,
that,
self aware. Yeah,
yeah. So I guess that makes a better client, right?
because
So
with your current clients, they're coming for physiological issues, which
reasons,
we know
yeah,
are predetermined by emotional stuff at the start and all that kind of stuff, right?
yeah.
So I know you do work with some high performers. I know you do work with some executives and CEOs and business owners and stuff like that. When they're coming to see you and they're talking about their back problems and all that kind of stuff, what's some of the emotional stuff they're talking about with you? What's some of the other stuff outside of their physical ailments they're discussing?
Definitely stress, work stress, right? And that presents really badly in a body. So definitely work stress, travel, yeah, just workload really. That's one of their key
Which
things.
impacts what
Most,
then? What's the flow
which
and effect of
impact,
that?
which impacts, their hormones go into overdrive. They release cortisol that produces tight muscles. Then that means they get misalignment and it's a flow on effect.
Yeah, then what else happens after that? What are some of the extended issues of stress, cortisol? Um,
Oh, poor sleep. They reach for the wrong food.
Brain
Yeah,
fog,
just
relationship disconnections,
yep,
work
yep. They
disconnections, can't
yeah, all of
concentrate,
it.
all of it.
Yep, all of it. They
Starting to
just
see.
they feel like a concrete block. Instead
Mm,
of a beautiful, soft, pliable body, they literally feel like a concrete block. So you can
mm,
it's as obvious as feeling a mattress versus feeling a wall.
yeah,
That's how it presents. So, yep, even someone that's on maintenance care that just pops in once a month and everything's honky dory, and then all of a sudden they lie down and you're like, whoa, what's going on with you? Because you can just literally feel it. Then they go,
mm,
oh, my mother-in-law's been in hospital, or my father, or whatever it is. But there's some major event. For sure,
yeah,
yeah, it's plainly obvious. So stress, which is just a massive flow-on effect. Yep.
yeah.
For those successful people, for sure.
So I turn stressed out entrepreneurs into vibrant, blah, blah, blah. See where we're going?
Yeah. Vibrant, happy
Does that still
people.
make sense?
Yep. So improved quality of life. Yeah.
Now you can do a digital product on that till the cows come home.
Yes. Yes.
There's so much you can
Yes.
write. There's videos you can make. There's content you can write. You got to speak to a market though, and only that market.
True.
Forget the rest. I only speak to high performers. And you're in Singapore. So everyone who's listening to this, Joe lives in Singapore, right? It is the epicenter of stressed out people, right? From that, high performance area, right? So there's a niche you can speak to.
Yeah, definitely. There's a lot of stress in this country. Absolutely.
And even more, you've got this whole thing now, and this is probably going to upset a few people, but I'm going to say it anyway. This whole thing about, you got this increase in women being stressed because they've taken on these roles as well too. So you've got these women in high power positions who are stressed out, managing teams, trying to manage a family, trying to manage a relationship, trying to manage their health, trying to manage their mental health, everyone wanting a piece of them, right?
Yeah.
So you might want to target into females only, female executives, burnt out female executives. I don't know, I'm just shooting the breeze here, trying to give you some ideas, is to, if you want to start transforming this, if you want to start doing digital products, you've got so much expertise because of your history. your story is, and your backstory is really important. Is about why you do certain things. So
sure.
One of my stuff is that the reason why I did this because I work corporate. It was shit. It's horrible. It's soul destroying. It just didn't align for me. Went in the spiritual side, but I like being able to balance the two. I think everyone everyone in the world should have access to spiritual knowledge to change their life. But when I started down this path, I was told I was too corporate and get out of the groups, right? And I was to leave places because I was wearing a suit. So, part of my thing is that, I've lived the corporate life. I played football. I've done the normal side of life, but then I found the spiritual connection, which has just made life so fucking brilliant. It's not funny. And once you step into that, life becomes something, you just create life. It's great. It's fantastic. So that's part of my mission is I want people to share that experience that I had. And I think it's really important. So, and same with you, your background is really, really important, what you've been through. And also, even being single for that period of time, like you've got resonance with people. Like to be able to sit there in front of a woman who goes, I can't find a man. I'm high performing. Where are all these men that should be around?
Where is he? Yeah.
Where is he? Yeah. And then you're going to start talking about, okay, let's talk about the psychology of, and again, probably going to upset a few people. And this is just things that I've come across is that you don't want to marry down. You want to marry up. You want someone on the same level, if not higher, who can support you, right? So emotionally, you don't want somebody who's a deadbeat emotionally void kind of person. You want somebody who inspires you, who challenges you, who sees, who believes in your journey and all that kind of stuff, right? And you've got these people looking for these people, but it's a lot of men these days just aren't up to the speed, right, to do this, right? So it's complicated. There's all these things. So you've got not just the chiropractic stuff, but it's a gateway to everything else.
Yeah, that's true. Yep. And there's a lot of life experience in there.
There's a lot of life experience. Use your life experience to find your niche that you love to do. I love helping burnout people. Like I love it, right?
Yeah.
Because you're not trying to fix stress. This is what people don't understand. People go and say, I'm here to fix my stress. No, you're here to fix the problem that's causing the stress.
Correct.
Right, which is underlying whatever, and you and I will find that a lot of people are trying to be successful to avoid pain because I was poor as a kid or I was bullied as a kid or whatever, and they're trying to be successful to get the money to make themselves look like they're successful, but it's driving them into a grave at the age of 50, right? So you understand this stuff. You know this stuff.
Yep.
So if you want this, there is so many digital products you can do with this stuff. There's so much stuff you can do online with this. You've got to find, where do you want to work? Who is it that really inspires you?
Okay.
What inside
Well,
here goes, I would really like to help these people.
yeah. Well, I guess. I guess. Yeah. I mean, it's pretty easy to resonate with females, obviously, isn't it?
What do you
Right.
want to do, man? I don't care. You can do whatever you like, you know, because sometimes and this is a funny thing, most of my clients are female because
Okay.
it's just weird. Like 80% of them are female. One, because I love the spiritual side of things, but the second part is that I've got a very unique masculine style, and they find it very comforting to have someone in their masculine is not an alpha male kind of thing,
Right.
right?
Yes. Yeah. Yeah. Yeah.
Whereas you might find the similar stuff where men find that you find that there's this trust in what you offer.
Okay.
So it's don't throw that just because I feel it's good. Just really challenge it. Really challenge yourself about, oh, yeah, I would like to do that. Or you might go, I don't care who turns up. I don't care. As long as they're high performing, they're stressed out, male or female, don't care, right? It's completely up to you.
Yeah. Yep. Okay. That's good food for thought. Yeah.
Yeah. So you can refine. You don't have to have the answers today as to this is exactly what you need, but you need to have a point of difference. You need to make the rest of the market the stupid decision.
Yeah.
So
Right.
why would you go see somebody else rather than you? So this is going to come through in your messaging, about, well, these other options will take you longer, they'll cost you more and more pain. So that's how you make yourself different to everybody else. Okay, so if you go down this path, I'll give you this, but it's quicker, it's faster, it's more efficient.
Right. Yep.
And there's other options, like if we sit you in a psychologist's chair for the next 2 years, they're going to whack you on Prozac, they're going to whack you on antidepressants. They themselves are a nightmare to get off. They don't really help you in the long run. Okay, they reduce your libido. And if you're working with women over 40, they've got menopause coming on as well too, which is a complete another disaster in itself, and you're taking antidepressants for that. So you have to sort of, there's things about, I do this, but the other options are not the best path.
Yeah, right.
So that's how you make yourself into a unique gift.
Okay. Right. Yeah. Sure.
So that's sort of making sense.
Yeah. No, that sounds good. Yeah. That's sounding way more attractive than e-commerce. It sounds more fulfilling.
You got to do something that comes from inside here, because you want to get up every single day going, I'm making a difference. Well, you do anyway, right? You can't go from making a difference every day in people's lives and then not to a certain point.
No.
It may be
turkey, no.
No, and look, who knows, right? You might want to start an e-commerce store 3 or 4 years down the track as a side hustle. Go for it.
Yeah.
As a trial or whatever, right? And yeah. But when you get to the end of the day and you sit there and, you and Andrew are having a glass of wine in the night, and you can say, fuck, I helped that person today. I know that person's going home and their marriage is much better because of me.
Yeah, that's pretty awesome. That's pretty awesome.
And I didn't do much. I just sat there and said a couple of words here and there.
Yeah.
But she was on the brink of, she was drinking a bottle of wine a night, disconnecting in a relationship. They were in separate beds. Her work was all consuming. She was stressed out. She was disconnected. Her teams are starting to disconnect from her. Shit was starting to go wrong. She sends you a text message and she says, thank you.
Yeah.
What does that mean to you?
Yeah, gold. Absolute gold. Yeah.
You got to find what comes from here. If you don't work in something that's in alignment with who you are as a human,
it doesn't. It's just a job, right?
It's just a job. And some people can do that. Like literally some people can go and do it's just a job. You can't. That's just not who you are.
No, that's very true. Very true. I hadn't really delved into that part of it but no, you're right. Absolutely. 100% on point.
Yeah. So, so you have to really niche down too much. If you want to start with stressed out entrepreneurs or executives, that's where you start.
Okay.
But it's got to don't let me sort of
No.
chew into it. You should
No.
come up with this yourself.
Yep. Okay.
But
Okay.
that's what I'm trying to say is what is the prevailing issue most of your clients come to you with? Outside of physical ailments is stress, isn't it?
100%. Yep.
Where's
Absolutely.
where's the biggest issue? What's the biggest cause of most health related issues in the world?
Yeah, stress.
The biggest cause of sleep issues.
Yep, stress, sleep. Yep.
What's the biggest cause of relationship breakdowns?
Same things. Yep, and then that causes another whole level of pain, right? So, yeah. Yep.
Big breath.
And how many people just don't sleep? My patients included, right? How many?
What if you could get to them before they have a sore back?
Yeah. Before, yeah, exactly.
What if you could get
that's
to them before they have a marriage breakdown or a complete breakdown?
Yep.
But it's got to be
There you go.
fulfilling for you.
Oh yeah, that would be 100%. Very much would be. As long as I'm helping people and they're improving and finding value, then I'm happy, right?
So you could do like there's heaps of stuff you can do. You can do and this is on the more the business side. You can do a $7 lead magnet with a $49 upsell with a $97 upsell from there. 3 unique products for yourself. Or you can do a $497 course, which is 6 videos. There's your online digital product.
Yep, that's true.
And you make it unique to you based on your history, your experience, when you make you the authority. But to become the authority, you've got to start putting yourself out there as the authority, which means you've got to start putting content out there.
Right, okay.
So which means that, and yeah. So if you, that's what you've got to sort of understand is that putting yourself out there's a whole different aspect of,
yes,
because you present very well. Like you really do present very, very well. It's about what content you want to put out there.
Right.
And plenty of people put just crap content out because it's just about, and look, no, I retract that, right? There's 2 styles of marketing, right? There's the influencer, the look at me, look at my life, and I try and make myself the authority versus by making my look where I'm living, look at my lifestyle, look what I'm seeing, look at the holiday I'm on, all that kind of stuff. My life is successful, right? That's an influencer style. And it's very, very lucrative for a lot of people. I don't go down that path, not my gig, but plenty of people are ridiculously successful because of that. It just doesn't align with me. Versus I'll give content based on value and overcoming problems for people. So from like you will do hey guys, if you're having back problems and you can't get to see a chiropractor at home, these are the things you can do at home to relieve your back spasm or stress in the short term until you see someone doing these exercises. Problem, reason why that's a problem for them. They're probably doing this different. There's many ways you can do it, but you're providing value based on the problem, obstacle, and then a solution from that perspective. right?
Right.
And if you're giving them
Yep.
value on the base of you're always trying to solve a problem for them,
Yes, that's the
then that
that's the
becomes, you
goal.
become more of an authority because you're just giving value to people. And what you all understand is that, yes, you're giving away some of your secrets, giving away some of your trade secrets, all that kind of stuff, right? But that's part of the gift, is that
Yes.
you're so confident in what you do. You know, it's part of the solution. It's one small part of the problem, but to get to the real source of the problem is, let's fix your headspace, let's fix your emotional state, let's fix your lifestyle side of things that's causing these issues. You know, this is just
Yes.
one tactic to sort of overcome in the short term. You know, maybe you got a poor shoulder or something like that. Like, yeah. So
Yeah.
there's heaps of value and content you can give, right? So yeah.
Yeah. There's a million little bits of that.
Yeah.
Yeah, for sure.
There is. So
Yep.
if you want to go down this digital path and do this, there's a thing about getting in front of a camera or writing. People these days, again, you don't want to make things too long.
No.
8 minutes, 12 minutes, 15 minutes, less than that is usually a sweet spot. I think YouTube, you got to be over 8 minutes. So between 8 and 15 is probably a good thing to put out there. If you sort of going to part, but understanding, marketing in a social media space, there's gurus galore out there. It really is just hard work of putting valuable content out there, and it does start to change very, very quickly once you become an authority and people start sharing. And there's tactics you can use to have people share stuff. But if you keep putting value content out there, people will quickly gather onto you.
Right. Okay.
Especially if you're giving away free content and giving away sort of, free video trainings and free this and free that, you can establish your credit or your audience very, very quickly.
Right. Yes, for sure. For sure. Yep.
Yeah.
Okay. Yeah. I mean, yeah, that's, yep. Okay.
When we talk about leveling up, it's a complete business shift for you.
Oh, yeah. Yep. But flexibility is definitely the goal.
I think
Flexibility.
we've talked
I mean,
before about this, like, when I was seeing 40, 50 clients a week, I burnt out. Oh, you can't do it. And you're no use to your clients if you're seeing 40, 50 clients a week. I would feel horribly for the people who saw me at 4:00 on a Friday afternoon. Like, seriously, why the hell was I even doing it? Because you're stuffed.
yeah. Yeah, because taking care of people or looking after people requires outgoing energy, right?
Oh, immensely.
So
Yeah.
even if I mean you're literally sitting in front of a screen, but you're still giving out emotional energy. And so
Yeah.
there's at the end of a busy week, I don't feel like being super social. I need to regroup and recharge, right?
Yeah. Yeah. So ideally, how many clients would you like to see a week?
Well, I wouldn't. Yeah, I definitely wouldn't be like to be getting to the overburdened stage. So I guess, I mean, you
5,
transition.
6,
Yeah, I guess to
10.
start with, sure.
Yeah.
Well, I guess, I mean, you'd be transitioning out of one career and into another, so it's a
Well, here's the
process, right?
question: would you do both? Would you actually do a digital side of things and still see one-on-one clients at a very small space, like a very small, like I do, like 20 a year kind of stuff, right? People,
Yeah,
because people are going to want to, once you put this digital stuff out there, people go, "Hey Joe, I've got my back stuffed. I'm a high-performing CEO. I need someone to help me out, but I get your online content. I just want you to fix me. Can I come and see you?"
yeah, right, yep,
And you'll go,
yep.
"Yeah, you can, but it's 3 months." We're not going. It's not a one-off session. It's 3 months and we'll do this over a 3-month period, kind of stuff. And it's this kind of investment. Don't say cost. It's always an investment.
Investment, yeah, yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. I mean, I don't think, like I said, I can't imagine not seeing people as a chiropractor. So that would just allow you to cover all bases, really.
So could you see him from a holistic perspective? Not just the chiropractic stuff. You might do, that's part of the thing, but using
Oh yeah,
using your
absolutely.
skill
That's
set.
what I mean.
Yeah,
100% as a holistic. Yeah, not just
yeah,
not just the physical aspect. Yeah, absolutely.
yeah.
Yep. Yep.
How's this feeling?
Yeah, no, good. The only trouble you run into here in Singapore as a foreigner is, work passes and visas and maybe, yeah. So sometimes things like that. Um, yeah. Anyway, we could get around. I'm actually
If
going
you're
to have
still
a
doing some chiropractic work
yeah.
to keep all that stuff, so be it.
Yeah. It's just, I mean, we're actually going to have a meeting about setting up a company today anyway. So this is just some more things to put out there when we have our discussion. But yeah, about work passes and visas, and you can only, if you have a work visa here, it's to that company. You can't do multiple things. You can only do one thing. So
Right.
I would have to investigate what a digital platform would mean for that, or whether you restructure it differently. So, yeah. But
Yeah.
anyway, food for thought,
I'm
and
sure other
that's
people there would do it. It's not my expertise. I'll tell you that. But surely that there's people who do very similar stuff with digital content based out of Singapore.
100%, 100%.
Yeah.
Whether I mean, maybe they don't count that as I don't know. Anyway, I guess I'll discuss it with the
You investigate it.
Yeah, I'll follow that up. So it's a little bit different when you're in a foreign country than your own country.
Mm.
You can do whatever, wherever, so that you're a little bit more constrained, but not impossible at all. So yeah, okay. So another thing to ask this afternoon. That was
Yeah.
poignant.
Yeah. Um,
Yep.
so what's sort of going through your head now? What's
So digital content. I would be comfortable with that. That's fine. Putting together a course. I guess you just break it down. I'm not really. I haven't
again
really had. Yeah.
digital courses? Relatively easy. Main problem, and you
Yeah.
look at, and
Breaking.
this is just a very simple way of doing it. I actually got this sort of thing. I've got to attacking more. Sort of like you've got core problem in the middle, and you've got three problems, three solutions. So the opposite of the problem. So if you
Yeah.
know, and then outside of that is you either make two or three content pieces based on that thing. So if you want to do resolving back pain, one might be lifestyle, one might be emotional, one might be physical kind of things, and then you know then you would go, okay, well, what's causing the lifestyle issues? What's causing the emotional side of things? And so again, there's a little framework to it, but it's fairly easy to follow. As long as you've got to, start with the core thing about what am I trying to solve? What's the problem I'm trying to solve? And then what's
Yeah.
the three main things that are stopping these people from achieving this? So they want to
Right.
achieve this goal. What are the three main things that are stopping them from doing that?
The roadblocks. Okay.
Yeah. And
Yep.
then from there you can create your 6 weeks or 9 week kind of online video content. They're okay, right? To get to this holy grail or this thing in the middle, the first thing that you've discovered is that your roadblock to getting to that is maybe self belief. Let's call it that. And then you go,
Yep.
okay, well, what's causing your self belief issues is history, identity, and whatever. So there's things there that as long as you follow a sort of a map, that
Yeah.
creating a course is not hard.
Okay. Okay.
Yeah.
No. Well. Yep. I guess it's just. Yeah. Just. Yeah. There's ways and means. I've never really looked
You'll have
into
a
how
whole
to
list of
create a course.
and you're looking, okay, well, and your clients will show you this, right? The clients will actually
Yeah, they
will
reveal a lot of things that a lot of commonalities that they don't know, that
yeah.
you didn't know they don't know, right?
Yeah, exactly. So you won't come on with it. Oh, I think the market will like this. It'll be, no, what are my clients showing me that is the most important things for them to solve.
Yeah.
So
Yep.
your clients will tell you the course you should actually create, not you going, well, I think this is it, and let me try and market it to my audience. It's like, no, your audience is already telling you what they need. Tap into that, and then create a
Yes.
short course around that, and then you can
Yes.
digitalize that from that perspective. There's many things you can do, and yeah, it does take, you know, from there. The social media platform's changing so much, and you've got AI coming in, and I'm sort of AI is great, but people in our space, people like to talk to people. They don't like talking to AI.
No, I
So
no
we're one of
way.
the very few industries that um, having AI content is not the best. People want to see raw, authentic, us screwing up, mixing our words up, making some errors here and there because, oh, you're real. Okay, I can see you're a real person. Okay, right. Let me talk to
Yep.
you because I want to have this human connection because
Yep.
that's the thing you can't get from AI. So we're in a very advantageous position that we're probably one of the areas that won't get too smashed from an AI perspective. But there's definitely things that, from a social media perspective, and Facebook, Instagram, LinkedIn, all that kind of stuff, is that they're always constantly changing. What you want to be able to create is a database of contacts. So if you've got
Yes.
a database, an email database of people, you can constantly talk to them and have that long-term value over a period of 10, 15 years, where you're constantly providing them with content and courses and ways to improve themselves, and that way that they know that you care about them. You're just
Yes.
not
Yes. So
you're just
you're not
not getting in there
abandoning
because,
them.
well, I'm on some email databases and people are just selling you shit the whole time, and it's like, oh, okay, you try to sell me 3 things this week. It's like, you don't give a shit
Yeah.
about
Yeah.
me.
Yeah. Yeah.
You're
No.
just
No.
trying to
No.
sell
That's
me
true.
shit. If
Yep.
you're actually got an email database where you're not selling anything, and you may sell something once every 3 months, and you're providing value over and over and over again, maybe once or twice a week, then people get that trust again, and people buy based on trust. If
Yes.
they trust you, they'll buy pretty much anything off you.
Yes. Yes.
And that's the important
Yep.
part, is what you're trying to get to, is that one thing having a digital product, but it's the building the trust with your audience that, okay, she's actually really cares about me. She cares about my health, my well-being. She cares about what I do to improve my life, because she's not trying to ram shit down my throat to try and sell to me every 2 weeks, because they become a number, and you can see that a mile away. So
Yeah. That's awful. Awful.
yeah. So you got to build that. You have to really build. So it's a lot of work. I'm not trying to say to change this and to move from where you are to it is a shitload of work.
Yeah. Yep.
And
But not
it
impossible.
is, no, it's not impossible. It's just giving you a heads up. It's a shitload. And here's the thing: you can outsource stuff. You really can start. You can, but this is my advice, and it's just mine. Other people do things differently. If you're doing this yourself, first up, do it yourself, because you understand what goes into it. If you outsource to other people and they're writing stuff for you, it's not you,
No.
and
Exactly.
and and you don't know what
And
goes into it.
you can tell as well.
You
It's
can
not
tell.
that person.
Yeah.
Especially if you get to know that person, you're like, that's not even them. Yep.
Yeah, correct. You want to speak in your tone. You want to put spelling mistakes in there. You want to put errors in there. You want to be able to put your personality into it, so people get to know you. Okay. And if you've
Exactly.
got other people writing content, there's some back end stuff absolutely you can outsource to people. Even at the start, you want to know how that works as well too, right? So you want to be able to. But when you get to the point of going, well, do I want to edit my videos? No, but we'll probably start out doing that. But in the end, you can easily get, like, this recording right now. The reason why I'm doing the script is because I can export it and put it into a tool, and it cuts it into 10, 30-second clips, right? And it takes the AI takes the content, which it thinks is the best content from the conversation, and puts it into an Instagram clip, right? That stuff, right? Yeah, take that off me and give it to somebody
Yep.
else. But most of the stuff is, writing your content's really personal.
Yes, absolutely. Yeah.
Yeah.
100%. You can tell if you know the person, you can tell if they wrote it or not, very
Yeah.
obviously.
And people want to know you. People want to know your story, why you're doing it, because that's really important. If they don't understand why you're doing what you're doing and why it's so important to you, you won't have rapport, and they'll just. It's so important, your backstory,
Yeah.
and
It's all,
that's
and
your
I
superpower.
always enjoy hearing the backstory.
Yeah,
Yeah.
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 Because I want to know why you're
It's
doing this.
always,
Because if I'm a client of yours, I want to know why it's important to you, because that's gonna tell me how important I am to you. If you're just doing it to make money, then I'm not really important to you. I'm just a number.
no,
But if I know your
you're a number. Yep.
backstory, yeah, and if I know your backstory and why it's important to you, then I know that this matters. And I know you. I know you. I don't know you, but I know this matters to you. I know you
Yes.
helping people matters to you.
Yes.
And
Yep.
that comes across. You can't
Yep.
fake that.
No.
Like, you cannot
No,
fake
you
it.
can't.
There's people out there who try to fake it, but you can't. And that's
No, it's
another one of your
very
superpowers, is that you give a
transparent.
shit. Yeah.
Yeah. Oh,
So when you're
that's
writing this
right.
content, when you're starting to get out there in this world of social media, you've really got to push, why you're doing this, why it's been so important for you, because you want people to relate.
Mm. Yes, very much so.
And you
Very
want to be able
much.
to understand people. Like, if and this is why, a lot of high performers come and stuff, because I've dealt with CEOs. I've dealt with, especially when I come out of doing the show in 2011. I had every man and his dog ringing me, and I was dealing with politicians and shit. And it's like, I don't give a shit who you are, right? But I care about you, and I can talk to you, I can relate to you. Whereas most people dealing it with the top level, they're, oh, I've got this client coming today. He's, CEO of a multinational. Like, yeah, it's like everybody else, or she's like everybody else. You've got that ability to speak at their level.
Yeah, I don't have
You
any
can
issue with
connect
that.
with
Yep.
them.
Yep.
Yeah, exactly, right? You can call them on their shit.
Yep. Yep.
Because
I don't mind doing that.
a lot of people at that level have a lot of yes men or yes women underneath them. They
Yeah,
they
that's true.
have
Yes, very
they
much.
have this authority, and there's no one to stand up to them and just go, "Hey, this is crap. Don't do this."
Yeah. Yep. No,
And that's what they
you're
need.
quite
So
right
yeah,
there. Yep.
yeah. So
Yeah. Yep.
understanding who you are, and what your story is very pertinent to who you're going to serve.
Yes.
So don't
Yes.
be. I know everyone wants to help everybody. I get it, but you can't. And people say, "Well,
No.
why don't you help? Why
No.
don't you help?" And the other thing is, giving away content, or sharing free content on YouTube or something. Start a YouTube channel for yourself is helping people who can't afford you. Watch the video.
That's true. Yeah. Yeah.
So
Yeah. There's
you're
video
giving
out
your
there.
stuff
Yeah.
away as well, right? So people say, well, why don't you help people who are less fortunate? Well, here's a free content. Go
I
for
am.
it. Yeah. If you want to
Yeah.
do some pro
Yeah.
bono
Yeah. Yeah.
stuff here and there,
Yep.
go for it, right? But that's up to you. Don't let the masses try and convince you that, oh, look at you now, you're only helping these type of people. Who gives a shit? It's your life.
Yeah.
You work with who you
Yeah.
want to work with.
Yeah. Your life. Your life. Your call. Right.
Correct. Yeah.
So. Yep. Yep. No. Yeah. I mean, and yeah, it's life, isn't it? Not everyone can do everything. That's how
Mm.
it is.
So when you
You just
mention
get a
leveling
choice
up,
over who you want to help.
yeah.
Yes.
So when you mention leveling up, what is you getting clarity on now? What are you starting to think of? What are you starting to feel?
So I was, So before this, I was thinking of, so when I went from my horse riding career into chiropractic, I knew about chiropractic because I'd always fallen off my horse and had to go to a chiropractor to get straightened out, right? So
Yeah,
I knew about the two things, but I never while I was riding, I never considered chiropractic as a career. So, and literally, it's like a whole new book. It's not a new chapter; it's a whole new
yeah,
book, right? One's an outside career. This one's now an inside career. One was on a farm. One now I'm in a city. Like poles apart. And then I just kind of figured that I would go to the next career shift would be an equal, something equally different. That's just what I had in my head, like e-commerce or whatever. But that makes a lot more sense to, take the sum of all those experiences and offer those digitally to other people, right? To help other people, because that's, I mean, even through my riding career, I coached and taught riding and equestrian and things. I mean, I've always been teaching, so I've always been teaching, and then as chiropractic, yes, I'm changing people's bodies, but I'm also teaching them, right? Because even
yeah.
if I do everything right in the office, but they go out and do everything wrong, we're not going to get anywhere. So it's re-educating, and I guess this is just the next level of that again, but the summation of my life experience, really. So it gets put to use instead of reinventing myself for a third time.
Well, you are reinventing,
Right.
but you see the common theme through all that
Well,
stuff.
yes, but you just, yeah, common theme, definitely
Yeah,
common theme. So,
common theme is teaching.
yes,
Like
in a different and in a different space, educating, teaching, imparting knowledge for sure. Yep,
mm,
yep, all of that, and and all ways to help people get there faster than I did, right? Because it's all a learning curve.
yeah, yeah. And what are some of the other problems with other solutions that are out there? Because you got to be different,
Sorry,
right?
say
You
that
can't be
again.
like
What
everybody
are
else.
you?
So you're not going to make it if you're the same as everybody else out there. If you're just another digital creator who does coaching, you're not going to. You'll get drowned
No.
out, and you
Yep.
won't. No one's going to buy anything off you because you're not different. You need to have something that's different about you, or a different method or different name. So you have to have some unique method that you offer, which you can just name something like that. But that's why your experience is so important, because you've got that. But it's one thing to knock the competition out and go, well, okay, these other methods out here are not the best option for you because of these reasons. My method does this, and it's better because it does this, 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 and this. Okay. So you have to have something's unique about you, like a unique technique. Call it something, whatever you want to call it. Doesn't matter. As long as it's something that's not out there. And the other part is go, this is
Yep.
different, but these other methods out here aren't going to help you in the long run. So, for example, for me, right?
Yep.
I work the fact of people going down the spiritual line is quicker, faster, because we don't fix problems. In the spiritual realm, there is no problems to fix. It's basically you are where you are because you've created it, and your life is an illusion based on your thoughts, and your thoughts are driven from your identity and your self-belief. Now, they can be changed depending on how you relate to perspective of life. And going and see counselors and psychologists and all that kind of stuff, they're just fixing problems. Going to see therapists are just fixing problems. So what you're doing is you're reinforcing the problem that really is an illusion in the first place. What you do is you realize the illusion and the story, and you reframe that in the perspective change, and you realize the problem never existed in the first place. A lot to talk about, right? But that's how I get rid of that side of things, because if you're trying to fix problems all the time, all you're doing is reinforcing you have a problem. But the problem is an illusion.
Correct.
because the problem's based on your thinking and perception, which is quite often wrong. And once you fix your perspective of things, then the problem disappears automatically. You don't have to fix anything.
Yep.
So that's why I knock the competition out by going, do this way. You don't have to work on yourself. You don't have to go and do all this stuff to fix stuff, because you don't need fixing. You are exactly where you need to be perfectly, because where you are right now is perfectly where you have to be, because you've chosen it. And stop living in the world of should have, would have, could have. Life should be different. Well, no, it's not, because accept reality. Reality is this. You may not like it, but it is where it is. Now let's change your perspective rather than trying to fix problems. And we'll go, oh, thank God I don't have to go and fix stuff. Yeah, you don't. It's a waste of time. So he did a similar thing for you, is to, okay, right, where is the competition? Not the best. Why is my method better? You need to have that to set yourself apart from everybody else. You just can't put content out there. You got to put content out there that's valuable, that fixes a problem, but also makes you different to everybody else. Because people buy based on the difference. It's if it's new, if it's exciting, if it's something like, if they think, like, for example, keto and paleo, right? They're not new, right? Those diets have been around for years and years and years, but people named them different things and marketed it differently, right? Intermittent fasting's been around since whatever, right? Since we were thousands of years ago.
It's
nothing new, but they called it something that then went, oh, this is a new process. Let's jump on that. Okay. And then they knocked out the competition by, that's not the best way to do things. Calorie restriction is not the best thing. You can eat what you like, long as it's, these certain food types, like, get away from the starvation diets, like knocked out the calorie counters and all that kind of stuff. Really, really smart marketing. Because if I can eat what I want and eat big full plates and not have to do portion control and not feel hungry and I feel more vibrant, right? Because one of the worst things with dieting is calorie control, restricting people's diets and food intake and only eating 1,000 calories a day, right? If you take that off people and go, that's the worst thing you can do, and make this is a different, and you can eat what you like. You can even have a cheat day if you want on day 7 and eat cake and pizza as far as you can throw it. Just gorge yourself. Can I have a red wine as well? Yeah, I can. Go for it. Right? It's 1 day out of a month or 3 days out of a month. Your choice. So similar stuff. You have to have something there that it's a product or a service name or service kind of thing that is different to everybody else. So you can call it whatever program or something, methodology, the Joe methodology or whatever you want to call it, something, but it has to have something that's unique to it, something that's yours that nobody else does, and also knocks the competition out and just says, these other methods, you might just choose 2 or 3 other methods, aren't the best for you. That's where research comes in.
Yeah.
So when your clients come to you, they'll tell you what they've tried before. My clients, I've been to a psychic, I've been to a therapist, I've been to a coach, I've been to a mindset coach, I'm doing ice baths, nothing's helping. It's like, oh, no, I know. I can tell you none of that shit's going to help.
Yeah.
So your clients will tell you what they've tried before and what's wrong with them. So again, it's understanding about already information is already here. What hasn't worked with them for them before?
Yep, they tell you that.
Yeah.
So, okay.
This is what you got to think about.
I guess, my expertise is quite broad, though.
But that's good.
Say.
There's the physical. Perfect.
So, I guess broad. Yes.
That's why you're an expert.
But it's
because
about,
you've got a lot of information, a lot of expertise in different areas. That's an asset rather than someone who's just a chiropractor. You're not.
No. Okay, so I guess it's just about, I guess the content that you put out would need to appeal to that broad audience, or
Whatever
parts
you're trying
or
to fix.
different segments of that audience. Right.
Well,
Yeah, true. Right, yep.
if you've but in that stressed out entrepreneur space, a lot of shit, right? So there's a lot of different topics in this area
Yes.
you could cover that affects everybody, and some maybe affect certain percentages, some another percentage, some another percentage. But it's overall, you're going to capture a fairly big audience in that space. Now you might want to narrow it down to people over 40, right, for you, or people over 35, whatever. You might do 20-year-olds. I don't care, right? But you might go, okay, I want to see 40 between 40 and 60, right? Because they're at that level.
Yep.
And then, and that side of things, and you'll have a list of topics. You'll see stuff every single day about things you can do content on. But there's some stuff you want to keep back for your course that they pay you for. You might want to do a mastermind. You might want to say, listen, I'm going to put together a 6-week, mastermind for stress, burnt out, whatever, which covers the physical, the mental, and the psychological. Like you can do the physical, you can do the mental, you can do the psychological, you do the emotional. You can do a quick kind of thing in that, and again, market you as that you're the authority in this space because of these reasons. I'm a high performer. I've played at that level. I've worked at that level. I've got a background in these teachings, which helps me then combine all this stuff as one methodology rather than just being a psychologist or a counselor or a coach that's on as we know, a 3-month coaching course. All of a sudden, hey, I'm a coach, right? You've got years and years and years of background knowledge behind you. You are an expert. So you've got to position yourself, I am the bloody expert in this place. I am the expert. And that's where arrogance or confidence, borderline, comes in. You got to just stand in this truth and go, no, I am the bloody expert in this space. And own it.
Yeah.
And people are going to copy people. And this is the thing is we got to understand you're going to, as soon as you get yourself online, people are going to copy you. People are just going to go, bullshit, who do you think you are? Blah, 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 blah. Just move on. People are going to throw shit at you, right?
Yeah.
They're going to disagree with you. They're going to say, this is not right. That's not right. You can't do anything about it.
Yeah, no. And yeah. That's the world of social media, right?
Correct. Yeah. But for people who do see it and do resonate with it, that's what we care about. Those people you're talking to that resonate with this and understand it and get it,
yes,
that's really all you're really caring about. And if they see you as an authority and they've got trust with you because you're giving them content, you're giving them value, you're not seeing them as a money-making scheme, you actually care, and that comes from, what you're putting out, then, they will connect with you. And they'll purchase off you.
Yeah. Yep.
And they'll tell their friends because they'll make, what will happen is that
it's
that thing of, oh, geez, Sam, you're looking great today. What happened? Oh, I've done this course with a girl named Jo. Brilliant. Fantastic. Like, she's pretty tough on you, but it's what I needed. And she told me some home truths and she's down the line, but my God, geez. Yeah, I am so much happier. Look at me. I can move around. How good's this shit? Me and my wife, we're having sex like we've never had before because I can move my back.
Yep.
I'm connecting intimately, with my partner.
Yeah.
My kids are talking to me. People don't want money. People don't want all that shit that society says we should have to make us successful. People want connection. People want to feel good. That's all I really want, is to feel accepted, valued, and they want to feel that they want to feel good about themselves.
Yeah. Yep. 100%. Happy. People want to be happy.
Mm. Yeah, I have an issue with the
So,
word happy.
yeah,
People
okay.
keep saying that all the time. I want to be happy. You can't get happy. I want to become happy. No, it's not something you can grab and get. You can't get happiness. It's a state.
Yeah, it's a state. No, it's not a thing. It's a state.
No.
But when you
Yeah,
have all
people are
those
trying
other
to
ducks in a row, then you feel
don't need to chase
content,
it.
right? Happy.
Yeah, it just is.
Yeah, but it's not a thing. No.
No, never has been a
Yeah.
thing. But people keep
Yeah,
trying
no,
to
it's a
chase the
state.
thing.
It's a culmination of a lot of areas.
Yeah, and most of it's around connection with other human beings.
Yeah.
Most of it.
Connection, right? Yep.
Yep.
Yep. That's what they say when everyone's on their deathbed. Connection.
It's I
Right?
can't remember who said this quote. It's
So, and if you have great connections, then... Sorry, you go.
I was going to say that there's a quote by someone, I can't remember who it was, but someone probably tell me this. People don't care about, what you did, it's how you made them feel.
Feel. Yes, exactly. Exactly.
And
That's
that's
what
the
they
thing is,
remember. Yep.
and that's when they leave
How you made
you.
them feel.
Yeah, after they've had a session with you, that's the thing is how do they feel when they've left with you? And that is what you've got.
Yeah.
Because there's so many people out there trying to make
Yeah.
a buck off people. It's very rare to find people who don't give a shit about that. It's like that's just a byproduct. My job is to help you discover that aspect of yourself that you've forgotten. And if I can help you discover that, then I've done my job. So you're in the feeling game.
Yeah. Yeah, I am.
Yeah,
Yeah.
yeah,
Yeah. No, it's hugely satisfying that when you know that um, when you know that people leave you better than they found you, right? It's
yeah,
very satisfying.
yeah, yeah. And it's so rewarding. Like you get some clients where you go way into the history and, as you know, back into the subconscious programming and what they were told as a kid and what happened to them and all that. And people got some bad trauma. But like I say, people, there's only one thing that exists is the present moment. There's only one eternal present moment. The past and the future don't exist. Never have. They just don't. We drag things that happen from the past into our present moment, which is why we have anxiety. We drag the future. Well, that's depression. We drag the future into the present, which is the anxiety. And we're obsessed with the past and the future, but very few of us live in the present moment. And it's once you start tapping into that, people's lives change. But so, have I confused you? Have I thrown you a tangent? Have I given Tell me what's going on.
No. No, you definitely haven't confused me. I just need to become clear on the I think the demographic that I'm targeting, I don't that's not a big deal, but it's yeah, definitely I wouldn't be doing the youngsters for sure. I'd be
Mm-hmm.
doing the
Yeah,
maybe 40 to 60, maybe 40 to 60,
you pick it.
35 to 60, whatever. But yeah, so that part's clear. I guess it's just my method, I guess, right? Like the point of difference. The point of difference, I mean, there's a lot of point of differences. I guess it's just which one is going to be my one, or my main one, I guess.
Mate,
So I guess just narrowing
yeah,
things down. It's
yeah,
still a little bit broad. I guess it has to get more targeted,
yeah.
right?
This is not solved in one
But
session. It's probably
I
going to
need to,
pop up more questions, but yeah,
yeah, more questions, but followed by more answers. But if you just, so yeah, I guess I'm at a fairly broad point, and I need to bring things in to get a little more specific. Yep. But I guess that, yeah, like you said, that's a process. But no, interesting.
What's going to stop you from doing this?
All very interesting, Greg.
Yeah, I was going to say, what's going to stop you from doing this? What's in the way of you doing this? And you can sit here and go, Greg, actually, I don't want to do any of this shit. I'm going to do an e-commerce store. It's like, okay, all right. I'm trying to push you into a certain way, because the worst thing you can do is just, I'm going to do this because, Greg told me to do it. It's like, no, stop. I'm just giving you a bit of insight into, way I would do things, or, giving you advice on certain things, right?
Yeah. No, I think it's very valid that helping people is a passion, and it's very gratifying and rewarding when someone leaves better than they arrived, for sure. So, and I don't think I could just do a soulless job where I wasn't imparting knowledge in some way. I've always done that, so I don't think that would work so well. So what would stop me? I'm not that familiar, but I mean, it can't be that hard, about digital content.
It's a minefield.
Look,
I was severely...
even video. Yeah.
My thing, and staying down the new path of this, getting the right person around you, and I'm not saying me or anybody, this is just advice. Having someone around you who knows their shit in the digital space is highly important. Just to go, do this, do this, do this, do this, do this. Because not having the expertise in the digital, there's a lot of sharks out there. There's a lot of sharks going, I can get you 50K months, 20K months, 100K months, all that kind of stuff. Like, right? There's so many out there, and I know some people who are very, very good at what they do in that digital space. But that's what I would say is, if you were going forward with it, is that, you guys to sit down and go, well, we need to invest in this, and then invest in an expert to help me through this. That's where you probably go, okay, now let's go and have a consultation with somebody to go, is there somebody I want to put some money into to invest in this space, to guide me into what to do, what not to do, and what's the best way? Because for me, I'm not a Facebook ad person. I'm not an Instagram ad person. I know zero about that shit. Like, I know nothing. I would be the worst person in the world to come and actually get advice off, go and create a Facebook ad in Facebook. I barely know what a pixel is, right? So, and getting people off
surround
Fiverr.
yourself with someone.
Yeah, like, you can outsource some things to people off Fiverr, but you want to have that person next to you that kind of goes, no, this is the right target. That's how you knock people out. That's your right protocol. That's the right unique mechanism. That's how the messaging. There's your first 5 bit of content. That's how you want to do your videos. Because for me, you're very professional. So for you, your brand is very important. So you're very articulate. So there's certain things that are important in the way you present in videos, right? The way that you present yourself as an authority. Whereas I can wear jeans and a t-shirt. That's not you.
Yep.
Okay, so you got to understand somebody who understands you as a person to go, right, no, this is you, because that's part of your authority. Then you got to understand your archetypes as well too, about how you want to speak in a certain archetype way. That you got to have somebody who knows their shit. There's a lot of copywriters out there who just do copy. They know jack shit about everything else, right? So, if going forward, if you want to cut corners, having someone in that space with you as a trusted advisor is highly, highly important, because you'll burn so much money down rabbit holes with
that
get rich
fruitful
quick schemes. Yeah, with people, and they're everywhere. Right? They're seriously everywhere.
Yeah, they are. Okay, so that part is not stopping me, but obviously I have no expertise in that particular part of the delivery.
Yeah.
So that, what else? No, we could, I have to have the chat with the setting up the company situation and work passes and things for this, sorting out for this country. What else?
Is that sort of the first part? Like, you want to take a step at a time. Is that the first thing you got to do is get yourself clear on the digital content, working visa kind of space? Is that the first thing?
Yeah. Yep. I mean, that, I guess
Yep.
that's step one, right? Because otherwise
Yep.
this is kind of a moot point. So,
Completely. Yep.
yeah. So, yes. And, yeah. So I guess that's step one. So that's this afternoon, fortuitously.
Good. Yep.
And then from there, from that information, then I guess you just keep, moving forward. Yep.
Well, that's the okay. Then you go, okay, right. Who do I want to help? What's their main problem? How do I help them overcome it? What's my product? You know, what is it I actually do with people? Or help them, realize, who do I turn people into? Not what do I help them overcome? Because, like I said before, if you overcome stress, that's one thing, but you want to be able to help create people. You want to be able to do in that space where you're moving forward. Because, people who go, I overcome anxiety, like I said before, it's a short stop. It's like, you're in the creation phase. You're in the next generation. We're not just trying to fix problems. We're creating a new being, a new person, right? So
yeah,
a bit like what you've been through, a few times. So, that's the next step, is to get into the nitty gritty about, what does it look like for you? Is that, who's my market, and just be ruthless with it. And then just speak to them and only them. Ignore everybody else. I'm speaking to these high performers, leaders, these professionals, and I see you every single day in my clinic. You've got problems physically, but you don't need to do that. There's another way for this. You just don't know the reasons why, or don't know how. And where you're dealing with, right, is these people, they have high stress jobs, right? It's not as if they can get rid of their job. This is the thing.
No.
Is that you're helping people maintain their ego, their status, their job, their profile, their mental health, well-being, their relationships, right? Because they want to keep these jobs. They want to be in these high-powered jobs. We're not saying get rid of this stuff and go and live in a, just give it all in. It's like, no, they like this shit. They like being that. So this is where you're very unique, is that dealing with the people in Singapore that you do, right? They love that stuff. It's like, but you have a very high stress job. Let's help you maintain it. Let's help you work in that environment. Let's help you work in that kind of place to uplift you, to inspire you to be able to work at your optimum level. Not just, this is a stressful job, you shouldn't be doing it, go and do something else. No, they don't want to do that. They want to be at that level.
Yeah, they do. 100%. They don't want to give. Don't want to give that away.
See, and that's where, again, part of your messaging will be different, is that most coaches out there are saying, oh, no, you shouldn't live in the stress. It's killing you and all that kind of stuff. And you shouldn't be doing this. You should just, pack it all in and go and live a lifestyle. It's like, well, so many people don't want to do that. They actually like that part of it. So there is a uniqueness to you as guys. Well, understand that you want to work in that, banking corporation that in that level, which is so high stress. I get it. You get off on it. But let's not ruin your life because of it. Let's help you, play at that level.
Yeah.
And that may be some of what you're actually part of your marketing is that you help people play at that top level.
Yeah, right.
We're not asking you to leave that stressful job. We're asking you to enhance it. We're asking you to play a different game in that job, to be able to walk in there every morning rejuvenated and refreshed, rather than just smashed and so tired that you can barely function.
Yep.
And then the first thing you do is you get coffee in the morning to try and cope for the rest of the day.
Yeah.
So do you see how somebody who you need somebody who's on side with you to actually pull the shit out of you?
Yes. So are you saying that's the digital person? No,
that's it. That's the digital person you want to have, right? So whoever, that's what I would recommend, is go and find somebody who can do this with you as an advisor to help you get clarity with this stuff.
Okay. Yep.
Yeah.
Okay.
And that would be, and they can help you work through the space of what products you want to have, what to do here, what to do there, all that kind of stuff, right? I've got contacts. I can speak to you offline anyway. That you've got a list of people who can help you out.
Okay.
But yeah, it's those people who are very rare to be able to sit down with you and go, okay, what's your skill set? Get you and understand you, and not try and make it a one. Hey, just here's my program, and you do everything else that my other 50,000 people have done. It's like, no,
Yeah.
Joe,
Yeah.
this is how we're going to work for you. And like that, go, no, we want to tap into the stress market, but we don't want those people to leave their jobs. We want them to enhance where they're at. We want them to relieve them of their stress and all the other stuff. We want them to play the big game. We want them to play in that big area. We want them to step up.
Yeah. No, that sounds good. Okay. All right. So
Big to think about, but I
about
think just get past step one. And then if you get past step one,
yes.
then it's open slather from
Yep.
there. And the digital world is a minefield. It is some people making some serious impact about it. Some people just lose their shirt completely.
Yeah. Right.
And that's why it's important to have people around you who do know what they're doing. And once you get in contact with them, you'll feel it. You're very intuitive. You are, so you'll know and you go, yeah, that person, I trust that they're doing I can feel it. I know they're doing the right thing. So
The right thing. Yeah. Okay.
yeah. So
awesome.
But thank you for being a bunny. I think it's been really good because, like, this has shown people that sometimes you have to come with major problems trying to fix. It's like you do have a major shift in your life coming up, but this is very much how to make the shift in a very much I don't know what to do or whatever, and it's a different skill set that I've got that I can show that, okay, yeah, this is what I do. I don't also do this other stuff. This is why I'm very unique. It's like I can sit here and talk about digital marketing and go, this is what you need to do because I've had some very, very good mentors in my time teach me this stuff. Right?
Yeah.
You want to making you the authority is it's a certain skill set. So yeah. So I thank you from the bottom of my heart for being a guinea pig.
Thank you. It's been and it's been enlightening. It's been good. Great. Thank you very much.
Yeah, I think it's even I don't think Andrew knows what I do either, right? So he's kind of thinking they're going, what the hell does Greg do? Well, now he's going to sort of an insight as to, oh, is that all he does? Oh, yeah, I don't do a lot. And that's the beauty of this stuff is you don't naturally do a lot. It's such a great job. I love it.
Yeah, no, I can see it would be incredibly rewarding, very rewarding.
Well, you're in that space too, right? This is the thing and this is what I love about it, especially in some of the coaching spaces. I would send people to you, right? You've got skill sets that I don't. And it's like, I would go and see Jo. Like she's much better at this than I am. And that's where I love being able to connect with people is that, I've got a very, very small core group around me of people that I trust very much. And it's a community, right? And that's once you sort of so you've got talent, you've got major talent. Seriously, use it. And you can help a lot of people in a digital space. Like you can really make a difference.
Yeah, no, that'd be awesome. That sounds great.
I know.
I'm excited.
Yeah, one day we'll have to work on. You do have to talk about money at some stage. What these stuff looks like, because I know that when some people have little barriers about charging a lot of bit of money, especially the top end. You should just charge what you're worth. And what I say to people now, you don't. So I don't charge per hour, right? You charge based on the value you give to somebody. So that's why you've got to migrate to. Is anything you will charge from now on will be based on the value that you do give them, not on a per hourly rate.
Yeah, right. Yeah.
So it won't be,
Yep.
I'm giving you 10 sessions or 6 sessions or 5 sessions. It's like, here's a program for 3 months. It's 25 grand. And if you use it 4 times, it's still 25 grand. If you use it 10 times, maximum 12 sessions. But, you know, that's what it is, right? And it is literally, some people see it as arrogance, but it's just confidence. If you know what you can do, you just go, yeah, no, that's what it is. If you take it or leave it. I see 20 people a year. You want to be number 19? If not, there's 5 other people waiting to go. You miss out. You know, you have to be that kind of.
Yeah. Yep.
Yeah,
Yep.
because you are worth it. Like,
Nice.
you are. Like, I would refer people to you.
Thank you, Greg. That's very kind of you to say.
Right? So that's I don't say that. I very, very rarely say that, because I have no trust in the industry, because I've seen too many people who do 3-month courses or 2-day courses and I'm a coach, right? You and I have been in set for 25, 30 years plus. You're paying for our 25 and 30 years plus worth of experience and roadblocks and down dead ends and mistakes and hundreds of thousands of dollars we've invested in our own coaching and learning and all that kind of stuff. That's why you're paying the big dollars.
Correct. Yep. That was not some weekend online course.
No, it's years. Yeah. And tears and sweats and blood and cursing and doubt and all that kind of stuff. So, but yeah. But Joe, thank you very much for being part of this.
Yep.
I think people are getting a lot out of it. And how, again, you're a very, very high performer, and how this session was perfect for that. I think just a different perspective, and the reason why I chose you is because it's a different perspective of other sessions I've got coming up. Some of them are very traumatic, some of them are very different. Yours is at the other level, so I'm very internally grateful that you trusted me with this. So.
Oh, thank you. Yes, I was excitedly nervous, but no, it's been fabulous. Thank you very, very much for your time. It's awesome.
Cool. All right. Well, we'll keep everybody updated on how you're going with this stuff. So, yeah.
Okay. Yeah, I bet.
All right.
Okay. Well, I'll get task 1 this afternoon.